was the highlight of Evo this year?
Probably Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Kyle. Here we go. Hot shot. Here we go. I watched this. I watched the finales, and it's very fun. It takes a lot. I've dabbled with Evo in the past, but I think it speaks to the quality of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and especially like the commentary, which I thought was fantastic. I was surprisingly invested. Like, I'm going to sit down for an extended period of time and watch this to conclusion.
I think you guys would have enjoyed the in-house. So they have separate tracks of like one of them is the in-house at Mandalay Bay commentary, and one of them is the of the stream one. And Hell Pockets, who was doing the commentary in-house, was doing a Hercule impression the entire time.
Oh my god!
Like a good impression?
Yeah, it was like it was like you could tell, but like
hang on, I've been meaning to ask you, sir. How did it go again?
Hercule?
Yeah.
I don't know that I can do it.
Just say the word
Hercule.
brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
Just like impersonate.
It's a Hogan impression.
Yeah, just do that Hulk Hogan sex tape you're always quoting.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do it to you.
Wasn't the part I was talking about? But yeah.
So they had that. So they had that, and then one of the memes that came up with Dragon Ball FighterZ was that every time Cell did his intro, he has this very loud yell. So they did that in the entire like Mandalay Bay arena. Every time they'd have an intro for Cell, they would just yell.
And then I saw it like in the stream, at least it came across as it got to the point where other characters, everybody's like charging intro, the entire crowd just go, ah!
Yeah, so they started doing it for Kid Buu, and they started doing it for like anytime Yamcha did the Wolfang Fist. Everyone started like imitating wolves. So like there was a lot of There was a lot of fun stuff with like how the show and that game sort of like are both love letters to Dragon Ball, and like it was a lot of fun, and seeing like the narrative of the sort of the tournament itself play out was really cool.
So Sonic Fox versus Goichi seem to be the big rivalry. Is that fair for the Dragon Ball Fighter section?
They've been trading wins for a while, and like Sonic Fox has famously talked some smack about Vegeta as an anchor. So when he first lost, like his first big loss was to Goichi using Vegeta.
Oh, wow. Because the commentators, they said something about like how Vegeta is very popular amongst Japanese players, but it's a more like safe choice, more defensive in general. Is that right?
Yeah, basically you use him for his assist because he can extend combos. Like basically if you want like a get off me button, of you just spam calling that assist, and it's very difficult to and it basically shifts the momentum in your favor.
Okay.
But yeah, Sonic Fox basically the night before he'd actually lost an exhibition to Goichi. But he said like, I was playing terrible. I was kind of out of it. Like I didn't feel like it affected me too much. But then he came back and sort of he got to grand finals on the winner's side, which means he didn't drop a game. But then Goichi made it on the loser's side, and he beat him. And so they had a thing where like Sonic Fox wanted to switch sides. So because he was playing
weird.
He was playing on the 2-player side, and so he asked the judges after he lost to switch to the 1-player side, which he said made him feel more comfortable. And
Goichi did it. Like, it was a weird discussion for a while.
He was just, I just want to play it out, and like, whatever. Like it didn't make a difference for him, but obviously it helped Sonic Fox because he ended up winning the next set. 3-0.
I mean, it kills momentum. Like whether that was the intention or not, it does kill momentum.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Kyle, just to set the scene here, Goichi is like a very stoic Japanese guy, and Sonic Fox is a boisterous furry. He's a guy in literally a fox mask, and after he wins every match, he puts on his mask and like howls at the moon and stuff.
He takes off the mask to play?
Yeah.
He put it on or off depending on the match. But
oh, really?
Yeah.
In previous tournaments, he keeps it on. So like taking it off for the Evo finals is like some real like Goku taking off weighted clothing kind of thing.
Yeah. And at the end, I don't know if this was intentional, but he totally did the thing where he was like super excited, started rolling around the floor, and did the thumbs up sign that Gohan does after he beats Cell at the end of the Cell saga.
That's so cute.
And then he texted like, "I'm gay. Also the best Dragon Ball Fighter player in the world. Don't forget it." Like that's
cool.
Like while he was on the stage, he tweeted that. Like,
all right.
And like it was such a fun event to watch all around, just because it shows sort of like how the more freeform, like fighting game communities, like they just let this happen. Like it would have felt a lot more fabricated if it were like Dota, like a lot more calm.
Yeah.
Because you look at a lot of those events and it's just like everyone walks up, they shake each other's hands as they cross, and all the interviews are like, I played the game better than they did. We did really well.
Right.
But just seeing people like get off their seats and just start running around it after they win is like such an incredible thing.
Yeah. And how do you think the gameplay held up? I was shocked watching it, whereas like the commentators would call it based on like one opening on like 3/4 health. They'd be like, oh, this character's dead.
Yeah.
Like it's so combo heavy. I think it plays and it's very easy to watch. It's very fun to watch, but still as a spectator, it's shocking. Just like if there's one slip up, one little opening, it's like, oh, this character's gone.
It is much more exciting when that doesn't lead to a kill. It's just like, oh, he dropped it. Okay, he has one more chance. But it was you definitely felt it in the crowd a little bit of just like, all right, he's got him in the combo. Like, we're gonna cheer as soon as they start, getting the combo in. But then they kind of dies off, and like you're just kind of waiting for it to happen. And sort of the complaint. I was walking around the arena during Dragon Ball FighterZ a bit, and someone who I'm pretty sure was working for the event center was like, "Do you know how long this goes on?" And I was like, "It's been going on for about 3.5 hours." And then, is the next game that long? Like, with the implication of like, these people need to go home. Like the people who work here.
You knew what was going on.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not as long, but
Yeah. Another fun thing that the crowd really got into was summoning the dragon.
Yeah.
Summoning Shenron in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which made it seem like it didn't happen very
it does not
much at all.
It does not happen very often, and I think he got it off twice during their entire set.
Right. And so then you have the choice of like reviving someone that died, regaining your health, full bars. What are the other options?
You get basically, I think, infinite meter.
The world's most comfortable
and then you get another you get another sparking blast.
Right, exactly. But he went for like reviving his health.
Refilling his health.
Because if you bring back a teammate, it's only 25% health, so that's like one combo.
Right. But it's just so much fun to see like a crowd react like, Shenron's coming out to play, and everyone's losing it. Yeah, it's so fun.
And like, I think all of those had all the games there had really good storylines. And I think a lot of it leaned on sort of the very easy storyline of like, here's an American making their way through sort of like a foreign bracket. So it happened in Guilty Gear.
Okay.
There's a guy by the name of Lost Relic who made it to 3rd, and everyone else in that bracket was Japanese. Tekken happened, like, I think he got 2nd, Lil Majin, who was also playing King, which is my favorite character in Tekken.
It was exciting. Like, that was the most exciting I've ever seen Tekken.
Yeah. Because
Really?
King has a lot of bombastic moves where he'll be a full screen away and just do this thing where he just jumps up and like smashes you, and he has a thing where he just does like an elbow, like he jumps and does an elbow drop, and he would just pull those moves out at random.
Oh wow!
And it was like the craziest thing, and people were so excited about it. And then Melee had a storyline where like there was a guy named Leffen. So there's like these 5 gods of Melee that basically win every tournament that one of them is at.
Okay.
And Leffen was like the first person to not be one of those gods that ended up winning.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
And so that was pretty cool. And then in Street Fighter, Problem X sort of like won it for the UK, which is the first time that the UK had ever won EVO. In Street Fighter. And he beat Tokido, which was last year's champion. So it looked very much like it was going to be a repeat of last year, where Punk made it to grand finals, and then Tokido came in from the losers bracket and basically beat him 6-0.
Okay.
It looked like that was about to happen, but Problem X was able to turn it around with Bison, like of all characters, which is not a character you see a lot.
Sure.
And one of my favorite things from the crowd was that they had L.I. Joe, who had made it to top 8 in 2016. He was doing the commentary in-house, and he would do these little like imitations of Bison's moves. So like one time he won a round with the slide, and he would look to his friend in the audience and sort of like go like, yeah, and he would just like do the slide motion as he was walking around. Or imitate like Bison's, like, you know how he moves his hand back and forth during his stance. He would do that like while he was looking at his friend, which kind of like
taunting.
Okay. Yeah, it was like this weird thing, but it was like super fun to watch. And they had Fudo from Daigo's team was there, and he was like one of the top 8 finalists, and his team was in the front row, and they had these cardboard cutouts of Fudo that they were cheering him on with.
It's cute.
So there was a lot of
showmanship, except for Smash 4.
Yeah. And one thing I did want to point out real quick is that like Saturday night, I think they had Soul Calibur. They had a Soul Calibur tournament, and I thought that was one of my favorite finals, just because like it was. I'd never heard of any of these players before.
Was it 5?
Yeah, it was 6.
Okay.
So they had like hey, come in, we're going to have a big tournament, and just come in and play. And it was like really exciting, because it showed off like how exciting that game can be as a spectator sport. Like there was one round where someone was like almost dead and managed to like basically use Keelik to basically flip them over to the end of the stage and like basically win the round. There was a lot of like Ivy, basically like she has this move where she plants her sword in the ground and comes out the other end, because it's like a extended whip thing. And there was one time where like one of the characters jumped over it, like it basically anticipated and jumped over the trap. Like it was a lot of fun watching that as well. Like, and that game's not even out, which is pretty cool.
Right. That's wild. Evo, check it out. Did you write something on the site? You gonna write something for the magazine?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things coming. So.
Okay.
We can't move past Evo without talking about Tekken's DLC, though.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah. Some
what's
of the
going on?
announcements. So, I mean, Imran, you can take that one.
So they announced like 2 returning characters, Anna and Lei Wulong. But then after that, they announced Negan from The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, none of us knew. None of us had any idea what was going on.
Negan, okay.
Are they licensing the actor who plays him?
I would assume so. It's his voice in the trailer.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How does that
unexpected.
work?
I don't know.
Well,
like,
an actor gets hired and he goes.
All right.
For
Because
Smash they announced the direct, which kind of bummed some people out of like, show us something.
Yeah.
And then for Street Fighter, they announced G and Sagat would be coming out the day after, which is kind of exciting because everyone was just expecting G, but then we got both Sagat and
Sagat
G.
isn't in Street Fighter 5?
No, he is now.
That's crazy. I just assumed he was there.
Yeah.
And then Cooler from Fighters?
Yeah.
Cooler,
Yeah.
They showed off Cooler.
That's cool.
That's been part of that leaked list for a while, so there's only probably one more DLC character for this season.
Do we know what it is from that leak?
Probably
17.
Android 17 from Super.
Okay. Oh, from Super.
Yeah.
Hang on. Am I not far enough in Super for that to make sense?
Does he have longer
If you're at the
hair?
Tournament of Power, you're there, but if you're not there yet, then he's not shown up.
Okay, I'm not there
Okay,
yet.
well, thank you for the spoiler.
Hanson and I are wading through the Goku Blacks.
No, I'm after that. And like,
Oh,
the
you got ahead of me, damn it.
the episodes after that Goku Black Zamasu Dirge episodic Dirge are so much fun. Like some of the most fun Dragon Ball episodes I've ever seen in my life. They're incredible, and I want that show to finish strong.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kyle, did you watch that Mega Man show?
No, I'm so sorry. I haven't.
Imran, did you watch that Mega Man show?
I got through the first episode and I was like, this kind of sucks. And then I tried to load up the next one and it didn't work. Like it wasn't actually loading. So I used that excuse to give up.
Yeah,
That's fair.
the trailer was not great. It is funny though to look at that show and think and compare it to like Mighty Number 9, which I feel like Mighty Number 9 was supposed to be like, you know, we're remaking we're doing the Mega Man that you want, and we're doing a cartoon show, and it totally crashed and burned. And now Mega Man 11 is coming out, and they have a show that's done, that's on the air.
Yeah.
It's just like they're doing everything Mighty Number 9 was supposed to do.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes of it, and it doesn't feel like it's tied into Mega Man 11 in any way, but they do some weird things with the Mega Man universe. First of all, they give Mega Man a Jiminy Cricket.
The Mega Mini, I think his name is.
Yeah, and he like lives in his helmet and like controls when Mega Man's transforming, and he sounds like
Wait, it's like a Ratatouille situation?
Yes, except imagine that instead of Patton Oswalt, it just sounds like Rocket Raccoon. It's just this kind of like East Coast.
Bradley Cooper's in it?
Yeah, robot in his head there for like comic relief. And the other thing they do that's weird is like Mega Man can absorb the Robot Master's power before they die or anything, and he kind of like leeches it off them. But he also absorbs part of their personality. And so he's taken, who is that in the first episode? Blaze Man or something, Imran?
Yeah.
And he starts to get like angry. Like, oh, I'm changing my personality. I feel so enraged. It must be Blaze Man coming through me. So it's like this weird mental game in Mega Man, which I don't think has ever really been established before.
So the writing team behind the show is the people behind Ben 10, and it feels like they just kind of use that same script and concept for this one.
Oh, okay.
It
feels like it's designed for a very young audience.
How do they handle shooting? How do they do? Do they? Is it like
He just
Ninja
has a
Turtles?
pistol.
Well, is it like Ninja Turtles? They only fight robots with their weapons and punch everybody else. I mean, does he shoot robots? Does he shoot people? Do they call it a gun?
This Buster Cannon? What are you talking about?
It's Buster Cannon. Yeah.
Yeah, he fires the Buster Cannon.
Okay. I just would. I in modern like, I think people would look at that as just a gun, and I thought maybe they would like.
Oh.
They look
soften
like
it in
energy
some way.
shots. So
Yeah,
it's
and he
fine.
doesn't really do that much fighting, at least in the first 2 episodes, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I went back and watched some of the old show, and that show holds up better than maybe the new Mega Man one does. But
Decent animation.
I feel like we should watch Captain N, especially since like most of those characters are in Smash Brothers now. Just because that Mega Man is amazing.
yeah, the Mega.
So I should watch this.
100%. I think for the sake of curiosity, you watch enough garbage kid stuff, you should watch this Mega Man show to understand it.
Cupcake and Dino is a big one in the house.
There we go. Evo,
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah, they also announced, they also released Goku and Vegeta.
That's right.
They're pretty cool. Like, I've played around with them some, and I think they are pretty cool.
Vegeta seems more interesting.
Yeah, he has his level 3 is the thing he killed Nappa with, which is pretty cool. And he he also has like a grab move that is like him throwing you up in the air, so he can combo those 2 together. Goku has his Kaioken is really cool. It's like a little difficult to use because you have to pull off the super and then follow it up with other buttons basically, and that'll change what you do.
Okay.
But it changes depending on how many team members you have left. So if it'll be the Kaioken if you have 3 characters, the Kaioken times 3. If you have 2 characters in the Kaioken times 10, I think.
Really?
And then he gets different attacks based on that, and they
That's really
do more
cool.
damage.
That's
I'm
awesome.
really curious how that's going to work in the Switch version. because like you can have modes where they're only doing 1-on-1 or 2-on-2.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, he also has 2 spirit bombs. So he has one that is like one that he charges up, and then one that he fires instantly, but is super hard to combo into. But it deals I think it deals the most damage of any level 3.
Does it go super slow?
Yeah. That's why, because he teleports up in the air, sort of throws it down, and it's like just this big 3D ball of energy just falling through the stage.
Oh, that's fun. Also, forgot to mention in that Smash Direct, I loved it that one of the assist trophies is just the moon from Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And also it's just completely annihilating stages as it goes through it.
It's very morbid, Smash Brothers, this time around.
I
Everyone's
don't think
dead,
I like
everyone's
Smash
dying.
anymore. It's scary. All right, you guys, our old fighting squad, congratulations. Suriel, what should people Google if they want to read more in-depth reporting from you on Evo?
They should Google Game Informer, and we'll have stuff in the next issue.
Okay.
About Evo.
So Google how to get a subscription to Game Informer.
That's right.
That's right. You should Google that every day.
That's right.
That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.